Hi folks, how are you? My name is Danny. Welcome to Danny's Corner. Today I want to talk about things that you do not know about me. So I am going to start with, I don't know, maybe 10 things. Hopefully I can make it that far. So here we go. Number one, I was born in Texas. And I left when I was about 5 years old. Two, I am able to describe myself. And this is important because a lot of blind people, or maybe I'm exaggerating a few, I really don't know, but I do feel that a lot of blind people may not know how they look or their appearance or whatnot. I have a pretty good self-awareness of who I am or what I look like, although I'm blind. So yeah, that's a really important thing because people are going to ask you to describe yourself physically. And as a blind person, I think that it's important for us to do that. Three, I am a person who is very blunt. Now, there's a difference between being blunt and being outright vulgar. Blunt is when you speak the truth. But you have to do it in a tactful way, right? You need to know when to speak, how to speak, and when it's time to stay quiet, when it's time to not say anything, because it's better a lot of times for you to keep your mouth shut and instead of saying something that is not only going to hurt the other person, but in the long run, it might hurt you as well. Number four, I am a Christian, and I don't apologize for that. And I do have videos that I talk about some of these things. So yeah. Number five, I do stutter, and this is because of my CP. That stands for cerebral palsy, and also that caused my blindness. So any errors, mistakes, or gaps, as some people may like to call them, if you notice that in any of my videos, it's because of that, nothing else. Number six, I'm not afraid to say what I feel. Kind of goes hand in hand with I'm blunt. I'm not afraid to explore different topics. I don't care how controversial they are. I'm going to explore them because I can. And I'm glad that I have this YouTube channel to be able to say things the way that I'm able to. And I may take some time to explain things to you because my view of life is not the same way as yours. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself. So let me give you an example. A few weeks ago, I had made a video explaining my relationship as it comes to food, for example. And in that case, I remember talking about pizza, if I'm not wrong. And I had said how something as medium-sized pizza, for example, that can be medium-sized to you based on the way that it looks. But to me, because I'm not able to see and I'm only able to use my hands, a medium-sized pizza would be small to me. And it's just a different way of perceiving things, right? And so, just as for you, it might take a long time to explain to me what colors are, because nothing is going to do that justice. No matter how many words you use, I'm not going to be able to understand colors. Red is like fire, blue is like the sky or the ocean. To me, those are only words. So I don't get those references. So that's that. In the same way, I take my time to explain things to people, and this is why a lot of people might be put off by my videos. Next one. I speak multiple languages. I actually have two channels. I have this one, and I have my Spanish channel as well. Next one. I am able to use this device, which is an iPhone 7 Plus, thanks to a screen reader. And that's the same thing that I use on my computer, which I have two, both Windows. I have an Android, just like a lot of people do, with no other special software but a screen reader. Let's see, what else? I have a smartwatch. Kind of old, but, you know, still a smartwatch nevertheless. Another thing about me is I live alone. And for a lot of people, especially those who are blind, you're not going to find a lot of them living alone for various reasons, which I will get into in future videos. But suffice it to say, I live alone. I'm happy with the arrangement. I like it, and it's a dream that has become true. And I have lived this way for a number of years. So yeah, it's a rewarding experience for sure. Another thing about me is I like traveling. Sure, I have not traveled as much as I would like to. In part, that's due to financial situations and other things. But, you know, if I had the possibility to travel a little bit more, I would. And I'm planning on visiting my family very soon. And so that's the thing that I always plan what I'm going to do, which leads me to my next thing. I plan things that I'm going to do sometimes months or years in advance. And I think that's the secret to success, right? This is why I am the way that I am. One of the things, for example, I remember when I was 18, somebody told me, it was a mock interview for a job as I was getting prepared to explore what was it like to become independent. Somebody had asked me, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? And I answered as truthfully and as honest as I could back then, many years ago. Some of those things came true. Some of those things did not in that period of time. But I am proud to say that more than 5 years have gone by, and I have achieved almost all of the things that I had set myself to do as an 18-year-old. So yeah, a lot of these things take years for, you know, to come to fruition, but eventually they do. So it's all about planning. Things may not always go the way that you want to, but always keep in mind that when you have a concrete plan, when you have a somebody or something to back you up, nothing can stop you. The other thing is I am a person who is not only a Christian, because obviously a lot of times Christians are associated with people who do not think, people who follow a fairy tale, somebody who believes in nonsense. That's further from the truth. Regardless if you are an atheist or an agnostic, there's a bunch of Christians out there that do have critical thinking skills, believe it or not. And those of you who have followed my channel for quite some time already know that I'm a deep thinker. I sometimes know and I think that I overthink things a lot. And I like to process them and get to the bottom of things. And I think that is the best way to know if something is true or not, especially because I'm blind. See, for you guys, it may be very easy to say, well, I believe this or that or the other because I'm able to see it. But for a blind person, it's quite different. If you want more information about this, and please check the video titled Is Seeing Believing, where I have a cup of coffee and I talk about, is it really coffee, or how do I know that it's coffee? And anyway, there's a bit of a philosophical discussion about that. Next thing, I am single. I think one of the regrets that I have is that I have not been able to socialize as I have been wanting to do, not only with guys, people my own age, but especially with women, because it's hard when they see a blind person, right? And you, as a blind person, if you are a blind person, you're always going to be characterized as your typical, stereotypical person, right? Somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, somebody who does not know what they are talking about, somebody with low IQ or low education, etc. And so when there comes a time when you meet a blind person, such as myself, and it's really off-putting because, as I said, I'm blunt, I speak my mind, I don't like being talked to a certain way. I'm really demanding when it comes to a lot of things. So I do think that a lot of people are put off by my attitude, and maybe that's the reason why I'm single. Who knows? But definitely, I think that my blindness has a large role to play on why I have not been able to start sharing my life with someone. The other thing is I like animals. Animals to me are what keeps me grounded. I think being near an animal brings you a lot of healing, brings you a lot of joy, creates a lot of things that will help you in the long run. And it, also keeps you, the animal, regardless if it's a horse, a dog, a bird, keeps you company. So unfortunately, I don't have a service animal, nor a pet, but I'm around them quite frequently because I have several friends that do have animals, and they fortunately are able to share them with me, and that's what brings me joy. That's what brings me happiness, and I'm so glad for that. Another thing about me is that although I do not go out as frequently as I would like, I am a pretty sociable person. I like talking to people, and I think one of the things that is off-putting for people, and I think a lot of people have noticed this on this channel, is small talk is really hard for me. So, hey, how are you? How's the weather? Is not conversation that I like engaging in. I like talking the deeper meaning of life. I like, if I were to talk to you, I would like to know who you are, What makes you you? What makes you tick? What makes you joyful? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? Getting to know you from the inside, and that helps you to get to know yourself, if that makes any sense. And this is important because as we discover ourselves, we're going to be able to share that with other people, regardless if it's our family members, if you are involved in a relationship. It's going to be really nice, and that person is going to get to know you. Just imagine at the beginning of a relationship or getting to know your lost family member, or even if you're close to them, you barely have any relationship with them because they don't know you or you don't know them as deeply as you think you do. And so that may cause a lot of friction as the years go on. And you might say, I really didn't know this person until he showed his true colors or showed her true colors. So it's always important to share yourself with others as deeply as you can. Obviously, having that initial intent, if you will, to make sure that you have the right gut feeling about that person. You just don't want to share your personal things with everyone. So be careful with that. The other thing is, although I am totally blind, I am not able to read Braille. Yep, I'm not able to read Braille, and I have gotten away with it. Part of the reason why I'm not able to do that is because of my cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy, if you don't know, it's a neurological condition or disorder that stems before, during, or after birth. And obviously that does lead to brain damage, and several things are going to be affected. In my case, it's the sensitivity when it comes to my fingers, my right hand, and my right side doesn't respond the same way as my left side does. And that's kind of a challenge for me. I'm able to walk fine, but there are certain things that I'm not able to do. See my video Living with Cerebral Palsy, which I go more into that, and I explain more about what that is. That's about it for this list. If you would like to know more about me, make sure to subscribe, and I will be posting more about myself, some of the challenges that I have. You will be able to know some of the experiences that I've been through, which if you are new to this channel, make sure to watch my other videos. Yes, I show my face. This is not audio only. And because of that, as an extra bonus, I will make a bunch of mistakes when I record these videos. And I'm not ashamed of that. One of the good things about being who I am is I can be true to myself and to you by saying, I'm going to make mistakes, but I'm going to be able to learn from them. And I am not going to follow maybe the same formula that other YouTubers follow. I'm going to follow my own. And if people like me, good. And if people don't, oh well. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. So yeah, please stick with me. And I hope you enjoy the channel. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share, leave a comment. Tell me if you like this video, any questions or suggestions that you may have. Please leave them down in the comments. I do read with the screen reader, as I said earlier, and I have made videos with reading some of your comments. Don't be afraid to use, do you see this or did you watch that? As a blind person, I can tell you that we may not see physically, but some people may not like this phrase, but we see with the eyes of the soul, or the eyes that are inner eyes, if you will. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.